Namaste, my Anthronaut. I'm your host, Mark Thomas. If you're new here, please push the subscribe button below to get updates on our future shows. In our last episode, we saw the sad history of India's caste system. Now we'll take a look at a similar situation in Mexico called la sistema de las castas. We have breaking news. Which city is the oldest in America? I'll have the answer for you at the end of this video. Before Spanish conquistadors invaded Latin America into the New World that we now call Mexico, the Aztecs have a rigid social hierarchy based on social, political, and religious associations. But then Spain forced on them their own system of control, which Mexicanos are still fighting today. Divide and conquer is the primary conquering technique, and in this case, there are three parties to separate. The first of these are the European-born Spanish, known as the Peninsulares, because they came from the Iberian Peninsula. And of course, they put themselves at the top of their own social pyramid. Sharing this spot, but one level lower, are the locally born Spanish called Creoles or Criollos. Although they claim to have discovered this area, the indigenous population, who they call Indios, have lived here for thousands of years. But they pushed them into second class. In the bottom classification are the African slaves called negros, who were brought unwillingly to work here. Your ethnic affiliation determines your wealth and social status in this society, with the Españoles grabbing the lion's share. In the beginning, Spanish men outnumber the Spanish women about 3 to 1, so they also start families with the indigenous population as well as the Africans. As a result, racial identity is becoming more diverse as the population grows, threatening Spanish control. In response, the elites come up with la sistema de las castas, or the caste system. Unlike the 4 varnas of India's caste system, this one has a whopping 16 types based on who your parents are. In the 18th century, local artists come up with their idealized vision, or D-vision, which only partially reflects reality. This painting looks like a genetic mathematics table to me, so let's go quickly through these equations for some insight into their racist little world. If a Spanish man marries an indigenous woman, their children are called mestizo, which means mixed. Mestizo plus Spanish equals castizo, or pure. Castizo with Spanish equals Spanish once again. Now, Spanish into African equals mulatto, which translates as young mule. Mulatto combined with Spanish equals Morisco, like the Moors of Spain. For some reason, Morisco plus Spanish equals Chino, or Chinese. Add Chino and indigenous, it's Salta Atras, or jump back. When Salta Atras meets mulatto, you have a Lobo, that is wolf in Espanol. Lobo mixed with Chino equals Gibaro. Gibaro and mulatto equals abrazado. Now, abrazado plus African is cambujo. Cambujo and indigenous makes Sanbaigo or Sambo. Sanbaigo bonded to Lobo creates Calpa mulatto. Calpa mulatto y cambujo produces Te Entiendo. Te Entiendo plus mulatto is No Te Entiendo, which means I don't understand you. Finally, No Te Entiendo with indigenous are called torno atrás, or throwbacks. These categories form an idealized propaganda pushed by the European elites in order to maintain their wealth and powerful position, and only some of these actually are used in practice due to its complexity. In fact, the ones who seem to even care about these terms are the Spanish. Today, Mexico is embracing the unifying culture called Mestizaje, which we mentioned in earlier videos. However, the shadow of the caste system still persists in a simpler form. Currently, some Mexicans have gone from the genotype to the phenotype, that is, prejudiced by appearance instead of genes. Simply put, the more European you look, the higher status you are given. Parallel with those conquistador categories, the highest class is attached to blanco or güero, meaning white and light-skinned. Second is Moreno Claro, which are those with light brown skin. And finally, the dark brown people are called Moreno Oscuro. Much of this social stratification operates underneath the radar, and although the Aztecs had a status-based hierarchy, this caste system is a cultural virus introduced via colonization, and it needs to be eradicated once and for all. My good friend Chino shares his perspective on race relations in modern Mexico.
El mexicano tiene por herencia en el ADN una serie de complejos que lo persiguen generación tras generación desde los tiempos de la conquista de los españoles prácticamente. De ahí que con frecuencia se refugie en su sentido del humor tan sui generis, oscuro, insultante e ingenioso al mismo tiempo. Se burla de sí mismo y se vale de todo lo que tiene a su alcance, su color de piel, su estatus social, su casta y su legado. Todo lo hace con el propósito de insultar sin insultar, pues como se dice en la cultura popular mexicana, solo insulto al amigo que quiero, resaltando cualquier cosa que lo vuelva único y lo convertimos en una sátira.
Back to our breaking news. What is the oldest city in North America? Founded in 1521, it's of course La Ciudad de Mexico, which we call Mexico City. If you were enlightened by this video, please like and comment below, and then find even more social group information at my blog, Anthronauts.com. Also remember to subscribe so you can join our traveling culture community. In our next series, we'll compare the two most populous countries in the world, India and China. Muchas gracias y nos vemos. Soy Mark Thomas for Anthronauts.
Anthronauts.